How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Banshee Chapter from 2013. This is put out by XLrator's Macabre line. I had seen this band of films around when looking through used movie shops. I always thought that was a piece of duct tape across the top, but then it hit me, duct tape's not scary, it must just be silver in color. Oh well. This is directed by Blair Erickson and stars Katia Winter, McMillian and Ted Levine. And this story is inspired by mixing the real-life case of the CIA's MKUltra program with H.P. Lovecraft's From Beyond to quite an interesting effect. Basically with this movie, no spoilers, but you get this girl whose old college friend went missing. He had decided to experiment with a secret CIA drug. Basically, there was the MKUltra program, and then there was like the deeper level that experimented with this drug, and he starts to see things, and of course, seeing is tied to being seen, and all of a sudden he's disappeared, and now the old college friend, this reporter girl, is going to go and look for him. Along the way, she'll meet a conspiracy theorist book writer who's quite the big, over-the-top, and fun character, and the two of them are going to go and try to uncover the secret story, the CIA conspiracy, and hopefully find the old friend. Now, I know there's some people that when I say H.P. Lovecraft meets the CIA, you're instantly on board. And if you're one of those types of people, you'll probably like this movie. It does nail that tone, that conspiracy theorist plot, that digging for the truth, long handheld camera shots exploring creepy abandoned government places. This movie does have a good tone behind it, and in general it sets out and does its goals fairly well. The thing is, I just couldn't quite get into this movie for some reason, and I had to really think about it, and I realized the strange thing with this movie is it kind of feels like a PC video game, and probably would have been better as a video game. I mean, going in and exploring these locations, they're all creepy and well designed, and they're fun to look around and try to find the hidden clue, and watching out for the jump scares that are gonna pop up and scare you, but then you get the clue and you move to the next location. I mean, even the main character feels very much like a video game protagonist. The idea that she's relatively a blank slate that you can kind of project yourself onto. I mean, we know she cares about her old best friend, maybe even loved him, and she's a go-getter reporter character, but other than that, she's relatively flat, and yeah, kind of like one of those neutral video game leads, so that is kind of strange. But besides all that, the way the plot comes out in this movie is a little bit clunky. You know, you get the best friend going missing because of this drug, and like the radio happened to pop on before he goes missing, and we get all this stuff in the beginning about like radio signals and people whispering on them on these weird unofficial broadcasts, and maybe there's some sort of station out in the desert, and the guy at the radio shop used to work for the government or something, and it's like, wait, all this stuff with the radio doesn't really have any bearing on the plot right now. Why are you dumping it all in? And it kind of, again, it does feel very plotting. Go to one location, get a clue, go to another location, and the characters will get like really decisive about where they need to go, where it's like, of course we'd have to go to this person's house next, let's go. And I think that is the thing, is it's following the tone and the plot and not so much emotion, because I think that's what really kept me from getting into it, because as I said, you don't really know the main character too well, and when you do a movie you would expect to like, you know, be with her grieving, having lost her best friend, and then kind of starting to accept that there's a conspiracy and watch her be scared and watch her follow and react to the twists and turns, but instead it's just very much like, we go here, we do this, we go here, we do this, and we just kind of chug along. It really kind of sternly, you know? So I do wish that this was a little bit more human. Again, thank you very much to this crazy conspiracy theorist character. He's responsible for most of the life in this movie, and I do wish that was spread around a little bit more. Yeah, it's just one of those that it's interesting, but it's hard to really put yourself into it, and then in turn kind of hard to get invested. I don't know if what I'm saying makes a ton of sense, but yeah, I thought it was cool, but it didn't grab me right. And there's also another flaw with this movie that maybe it is just me, but it's not a found footage film. It starts off with the found footage sequence. The guy at the beginning that takes the drugs and disappears, that's all shot in found footage. And then they find tapes of secret government experiments, and those are in found footage. And every now and then the main character will take out a camera, but the rest of the movie is shot handheld at eye level with lots and lots of longer shots, but it's not found footage. And do you see how that would be confusing? Like, I was watching this movie and I thought, why is no one talking to the cameraman? That's super weird. There's at least one or maybe two other characters back there filming this, right? And then I realized, wow, these cameramen are doing a great job at not jumping, catching exactly what they need to, and not getting each other in the frame. And then at one point they like drove off and you get the shot of the car driving away, and I'm like, they left the cameraman. Oh, this isn't found footage. Yeah, I spent way too long debating in my head if this was found footage or not. And technically, maybe they're just huge jerks to the cameramen and don't talk to them. But, you know, maybe if you have, like, a part of this movie being found footage, maybe make it clearer somehow when you're shooting handheld and it's not supposed to be. Yeah, that was just, it's confusing. But I will say, when we get to the end, there are some cool set pieces. And I mean, there's cool set pieces throughout. Like I said, the production design for these sets really did a good job. They really all do look creepy. And there are an abundance of jump scares, but that's part of the fun, you know? The long shots keep you in it, and when we get to the end, there's some fun sequences and some fun, cool sci-fi horror elements. It's not a bad movie, just one that I couldn't quite get into, and I think that's kind of the sad ones, is when you're like, there is something here, I wish I liked it more than I did, I just don't. As it stands though, Banshee Chapter is okay, and if you're like a hardcore conspiracy theorist audience, you might really like this one. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. If you guys want to see more videos kind of like this, you can click there and see more. Anyway, have a good day. See you guys again very, very soon. Playlist here. Have a good day now.